What's going on, Vol Nation? Frank, House of Orange TV coming at you. One of my favorite parts of the year, fall ball. As you know, a big focal point of mine with this channel is Tennessee baseball. It's my favorite thing to cover, or I say cover, to talk about on here as well. Enjoy all the sports talking about it. Tennessee baseball is my passion when it comes to it, though. And fall ball officially began today. They've been working out. There's been things going on up to that point, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk today about the pitchers. I'm going to try to preview each position today and tomorrow, maybe into Saturday. We'll see. And we'll try to get it all in tonight and tomorrow. But hit that like, share out the content. It's the biggest thing you do to help spread it. And, if you have not already, you like the content, hit that subscribe button along the way. Tennessee baseball is at it today. The official start of fall ball. Now it's been announced that this year they're not doing the last couple of years they've played different teams around. I know they played Troy. I can't remember off the top of my head on it. I'm not going to look it up. It's not that big of a concern to me. But I know they've played different teams around. This year they will travel around. They'll go to Chattanooga and Nashville, if I'm not mistaken, and it'll be intra-squad. Scrimmages began today, intra-squad scrimmages. So, I'll throw a little bit of that in, what I've seen today as well with it, as I'll pull up what I've got with some stats and surprises along the way. But the pitching staff, there's a lot of talent here. There's going to be a lot of questions due to you only had 4 returners, and one guy didn't throw last year, and he's out again right now for fall ball. So you're returning 3 guys with experience, and only 2 of them have weekend experience on here along the way. So I'm going to look at, I'm wrong on that. I'm wrong. They returned 5 pitchers because I keep forgetting Brandon Arvidsson. I don't forget Brandon Arvidsson, but when I factored in returners, because he was not, people didn't think he would be back, and he is. That's a shot in the arm for this program. But, just looking at it as well. Lots of talent, man. What they've done in just assembling this roster when you had so many departures. And, first let's get into it. They lost 6 to the draft: Doyle, Phillips, Snead, Russell, Franklin, and then Breedlove signed a free agent deal where he wasn't drafted as well. 20 portal departures headlined by Dylan Loy. That left 5 guys coming back. Now, with that, Tennessee had to go to the portal. They added Landon Mack from Rutgers, who will be a weekend starter. They added Bo Rudy from Kennesaw State. They added Brady Frederick, who I think is going to be a big-time pickup from ETSU. They added Evan Blanco from Virginia. Guys played a lot of baseball. Same with Mark Hindy of Duke. Now you can factor in some other guys like a Blaine Brown, who can play 2 ways with it also. You've got talent. It's going to be up to, this is a job Frank Anderson and staff. We're going to see, we know what they can do. So, it's not that we're going to find out anything, but, assembling this, to me, the weekend rotation looks pretty easy. Whether it goes that way, we'll see. To me, it's Coons, Mack, Arvidsson. You go whatever order you want with it. I have a real hard time, especially I factor in summer ball a lot in this. To me, Tegan Coons is your ace. He's your Friday night guy. He went to the Cape Cod League. He was awesome up there. If you watched any of the games, he was a guy, the longer he went, the better he got. And, from what I've been told, this dude, he's a different dude this year. He's a different dude. He's already thrown close to 100. I mean, for crying out loud, they had a fundraiser here, a couple of weeks ago, or a charity event. It was in Athens at a movie theater. The guys got to throw in a baseball in the parking lot, and he hits 98 with from what I was told, it was a little bit lighter baseball. And the dude throws 98 in a movie theater parking lot. It's one of the most hilarious things I've ever heard. Actually, these guys chucking it in the movie theater parking lot. But, it's pretty cool in the sense they go to that event they're signing autographs, they're doing things, real good thing by that staff. But and with fall ball going on right now, again, they're working out, going up to it. And that's where I think you go with Coons, some combination Saturday, Sunday of Mack and Arvidsson. That's my three guys on it. I think it's pretty. I don't think Brandon Arvidsson come back to be a reliever. That's just my opinion, and I could be wrong on that. Maybe he's a segue bridge to guy along the way. But Arvidsson, to me, stood a great opportunity by coming back. You put him in that rotation and he flourishes. He's making a lot of money. He's moving up, especially as a left-hander, because we saw at the end of the year how good he was when he was on, especially at Texas in the SEC tournament, NCAA tournament as well. He did really good things along the way. Can he build on that along the way? And then you get Landon Mack from Rutgers, one of the most sought-after starting pitchers in the portal. Tennessee beats out LSU for him. And from what I've been told, he didn't come in expecting anything. Coaching staff was honest with him. He's coming in working his hind end off, ready to go. That, to me, is your 3 weekend guys. Now, could things look differently? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because you look at the freshmen coming in. You got a big-time pitcher in Cameron Appenzeller. We'll see what happens there. Ethan Biotto. That's 2 off the top of my head, and I'll talk more about them in a minute. But you look at the portal guys. A guy with starting experience as Evan Blanco. Could he slot in to that weekend rotation? A guy not being talked about. 2 I've not mentioned yet that are returners. Braden Krenzel is one. Could he possibly be a starter? My one concern with him from the summer was the walks. Walk strikeouts are almost 1-to-1 this summer. A little bit of concern, but these guys got the, little, what would you call it, 3/4 slot maybe. Throws pretty hard coming from that slot too. These guys got some real good stuff when he's on. The control stuff is what the one thing I would look out for that I think that could prevent him from it. But, I mean, we said the same thing about Marcus Phillips coming in last year, and look what happened. I mean, Marcus Phillips pitched really well last year. And another guy that they kept, they didn't keep guys by accident. There's a reason only 5 returned on it. 20 guys left. Make no mistake about it, there's some talented dudes left. But with this new roster limit, they had to be picky. And, again, Coons, no-brainer. Krenzel, no-brainer. And then Nick Abraham was one. Freshman last year, threw some midweek. I don't think we saw enough of him to know. But, again, I put a lot of stock into what goes on in the summer. He goes to the California League and was really good out in the California League. I don't have all their stats from the summer up. I'm not looking them up. That's not my intent on this. And then, last year, you think of it too, their highest prospect who made it in was Anson Seibert. Out last year with Tommy John. He's having issues again. It sucks, man, because I think a lot of people is looking forward to seeing him, and maybe we still see him this coming year because it is his draft year. But, it's got to be a little concerning now that he didn't throw last year and he's out again for fall. So how much can you rely on him this year? I think that remains to be seen. Is it kind of like the A.J. Russell plan from last year where they brought him along? That one was kind of weird, obviously. I'm not revisionist. There was a lot of questions on how things went last year. But I like what they've got with this pitching because I think ideally, all right, let's say you come out of the gates Friday night, Coons to Brady Frederick. If you could get those 2, nobody's beating them. Nobody's beating them unless they're just not on. But I'm telling you, from year 1 to year 2, you're going to see some of these freshmen pitchers and hitters make significant strides. I've seen it in this program multiple times, guys who does second year. I mean, look at the strides of Marcus Phillips last year. Liam Doyle, I've only mentioned Doyle getting drafted. I mean, he got drafted early by the Cardinals. When he signed last year out of the portal, people are, good pickup. He'll probably be in the rotation. I don't think anybody could have envisioned what Liam Doyle became last year. He was an absolute stud. He was one of, if not the best pitchers in college baseball last year. Going to be hard to replace him, but there's some good arms. I'm telling you now, in terms of the overall perspective, if you went Coons whatever combination, Mac Arvidsson, that's a damn good rotation coming in next year. It's probably, I know I get high on these rotations. I like this one. I like the mix of it. I like the talent that's potentially in that rotation. Arvidsson's the one I'm curious to see how they use him. To me, I'm putting him in the rotation, at least giving him a shot, especially that he come back. But, maybe something's been discussed otherwise with it also. But talk about those portal guys. Bo Rudy as a guy, looked good up in the Cape Cod League this summer. I put a lot of stock in that. I know I keep repeating myself, keep getting repetitious on that. But that's some of the best that there is. I mean, that's the best college baseball players for the most part who are playing in summer ball. I'm not factored in the Team USA guys because that's a loaded team as well. But, something to keep in mind too, talking about it was just announced recently that according to perfectgame.com, after the draft, after everybody making it to campus, Tennessee once again had the number one overall signing class. That's in terms of guys who made it to campus. Cameron Appenzeller's a left-hander, was considered a high-round draft pick. Made it to campus. Got to think he factors somewhere. Could he be a weekend guy? I mean, we'll see on that one. I'd heard issues about velocity with him, maybe down a little. So, but I think you get some of these guys in Coach Q, he's going to put some weight on them. They know how to get the speed up with these guys. Bioto is another one. I'm curious to see how they use him. And they're going to have to use these guys with this condensed roster limit. There's no doubt about it. Could you make some of these dudes midweek guys? I think the days of the midweek starter are back. You're not going to see these games where 10, 11 guys are throwing in a midweek game. I think it's going to come down to you're going to have a legit midweek starter. Maybe at most you're trying to throw 2 to 3 guys. But I think, too, you bite the bullet and you throw some of these freshmen. Get them in, get them experience, and then when you get to the postseason, maybe you can lean on them, rely on them for it as well. But Appenzeller was the top pitching prospect, ranked 22 nationally by Perfect Game. Bioto, 93 nationally. I'm trying to see here. Trying to think who else made it in. McDowell, Bishop, or a couple. I know there's Deering. All these guys are top 500 guys. Day, Estes, Bethea. I'm trying to think. I think it's Haas. William Haas is the guy who's going to be out. I seen today too, Evan Hankins. He's from Bristol, Virginia. Started out at John Battle. That he threw in the scrimmage today as well. So that was one I didn't foresee. And then, want to talk a little bit about in terms of transfers is Blaine Brown. Come in as a two-way guy. Probably more in for his bat, but still, he threw some today. And we'll pull up what I'd seen for stats here today based on the scrimmage. Mac, 2 innings, 3 Ks, 3 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 home runs given up. Tennessee, from the last I'd seen in today's intra-squad, had hit 5 or 6 home runs. Appenzeller, 2 innings, 4 Ks, 3 hits, no earned runs. Brown, 1 2/3, 2 Ks, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, a home run. Hit a batter. Hankins threw 2/3 of an inning. Again, I didn't know he would be used as a pitcher, so that's pretty interesting. Blanco, 2 innings, 4 Ks, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 1 home run, 1 walk. Frederick, 2 innings, 1 hits, no runs. Taylor Tracy, that's another one who come in. He is a guy who is listed. He's listed as an outfielder also. So they're experimenting with some of these freshmen as two-way. I think it's pretty interesting. But he threw a little bit today as well. 1 2/3, 3 Ks. Looks like 4 earned runs, 5 hits, and a home run and a walk along the way. Lots of talent in this pitching. What's it going to look like come spring? Again, I'm putting my money on Coons coming out of the gate, and then either Mac or Arvidsson after that. But, it's kind of odd you lose the talent you lost to the draft. You lose 20 pitchers, yet I'm still pretty optimistic. I'm still pretty fired up about this staff. And we'll learn more about them here in fall ball. And then, of course, leading up to spring. Of course, they'll be in the weight room up till then, putting on good weight, dieting, these things. So Tony Vitello, Frank Anderson, this staff, they weren't happy with how last year went. They can put on, they can say what they need to in the media. It was pretty obvious they were not happy. And when you let that many guys go, and I know they had to, but there was a purpose and a mission to what they're doing, how they're retooling this program. So, again, I'm going to talk catchers and we'll talk infielders, outfielders, lots to talk about here in the next few days with this fall ball. Frank, House of Orange, have a great evening, and I'll see you when I see you.